everybody. Welcome to the Sharp Tongue Podcast. Happy to be here. We're pumped. We're very, very pumped. And if you guys want to help me out, just hit thumbs up on this video, like and subscribe the podcast, like and subscribe the YouTube page. And if you guys want exclusive videos, go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Jessimae Peluso. And if you're listening to this podcast and you can find a way to rate it, that would be amazing. It helps us knowing if you guys like the podcast and how much you enjoy it, what your favorite episodes are. Please do that. And as always, if you want to hit me up personally and be a part of the Maybay's mail, you can do that at jessimaepelusocomedy@gmail.com. Hit us up. Be a part of the Maybay community. As this podcast is evolving, Sharp Tongue will always be available. That is my pledge, because it is fun to get on here and spew what's going on in my mind without any worry, really, without any sort of plan. But there is a plan. There's a light plan. There's always some sort of thing that I want to talk about, but I like to let it flow. So I don't want to ever get rid of the Sharp Tongue Podcast, even though we are going to be evolving this show into something a little bit more focused for the people. But before that, we're going to continue on this train. I got scammed again. It seems to be a running theme. The scams are getting really specific and really good. Either that or I'm just turning into an elderly person quicker than I planned. I feel like elderly people get scammed all the time, and it's happening to me. I'm terrified. No longer opening any more emails. So even though I told you guys to email me, I'm not going to open them because I'm going to be scared that it's a scam. But before I get into my scam, I saw something that kind of pissed me off. I was getting my car washed in the hood, which I consider a luxury. You know, if you're getting your car washed and your nails done, you're doing okay. That's luxury. Especially if everything else is okay in your life, you're able to wash your car and get nails done, which I have. I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do that. I don't take things for granted. Sometimes I do. I'm a human being. I can't keep track of everything, but I try to be very conscious of what I'm able to do in my life. I say that because I'm at the car wash and there's this guy getting his Ferrari washed, which I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, there isn't a special Ferrari car wash. Take your Ferrari someplace else. Not to my special car wash here in the Venice area of California. Okay, because we got hoopties rolling up. We've got those cars that have hydraulics with the big rims, and you know for sure that illegal things are happening inside that car, but it's okay because it's a classic car and you respect it. You've got cleaning ladies that show up, and your Ferrari has no place here. We don't need to see it. Let's be honest. You're just rolling around to let people know you have a Ferrari. And it wasn't even like a real Ferrari. It was the Ferrari SUV. Since when is everyone making everything all the time? That's what frustrates me. So Ferrari has gone from a sports car to now it's a sports SUV. What's next? Are they going to start selling gum and hair conditioner and shampoo and also dog treats? Does everyone need to sell everything and make everything? It feels like there's no more exclusivity. There's no more companies just making the one thing that they make. They feel like they have to have the pressure to make all the other things. So this guy shows up in his Ferrari SUV. He starts snapping at the car wash men that work there, the employees, snapping because he wants to know if his car is done, making a big scene. And he's got like these fake neck muscles. You know those? Of course he does. He's in a Ferrari SUV. Would you expect this guy to not have fake neck muscles? I don't know if they were fake or not. They didn't look natural. So I don't know how they were built. I don't know if he got the creams, the creatine creams that the guys use, or the powders that they're putting in their drinks. His calf muscles looked unnatural. He looked like the type of person that would have a Ferrari SUV, and he looked like the type of person that Ferrari would be pissed is driving Ferrari. I don't think he's Ferrari eligible, but he's got like this tight neck, and he's like, "Hey, Dawn, is my car done? Is my car done?" He's like moving around, making a big show of the fact that he owns a Ferrari SUV. And I just thought, you're coming here with your car and you're impatient with the men who are working to make sure your car is clean. How out of touch are you? You should be grateful. You shouldn't have an attitude with the men who are washing your car. I just felt like it was so gross. Everything about him was gross. He was a walking cliche. He looked like a douche, and he looked so inconsiderate and unsophisticated, and also just kind of unoriginal. He was so unoriginal, and because of that, I say absolutely not to him and his attitude at the car wash with these fine people who are working their asses off cleaning your fancy luxury car. So I want to call Ferrari and be like, we need to start having a system where you guys choose people to drive your cars, because I don't think everyone should be able to get everything all the time. And I also think you guys need to just go back making sports cars. Why do you need an SUV? Why? Because you felt pressure from Toyota? Well, Toyota makes SUVs. Okay? Even Land Rover. Okay, Land Rover makes SUVs. Ferrari, stick to your sports car. In Porsche, stick to your sports car. Moms don't need to be driving Porsches. You don't get a Porsche van. That's not how we do things. Okay, you want luxury? Don't have children. Those two things don't go together. I wanted to pop a needle in this guy's calf to see if it went fake calf muscles, fake neck muscles, fake Ferrari, and a horrible attitude. Speaking of a horrible attitude, I've had one because I have had a twitching eye for 2 months. My eye has been twitching for 2 months, and I don't know why. And I don't know if you guys do this thing where when you have some sort of ailment in your life, you go to WebMD. Don't do that. Don't Google whatever you've got going on in your life. It's the same thing as the news. Sometimes we're too informed, and the information isn't accurate. We're getting it from people who are uneducated and from AI bots. So I went to WebMD. I tried to look up eye twitch. Let's pull this thing up. I was appalled, terrified, and didn't want to read anymore, but I couldn't stop. It was like my own personal car accident. And of course, I'm an optimist. I'm an eternal optimist. Shout out to the Eternal Optimist crew, EOC. I tend to be a little bit more leaning in the optimistic space. But then you go to WebMD and that gets wiped away. And your eye twitch is still there, but the optimism gets wiped away. Let's see. WebMD eye twitching. Minor twitches are painless and harmless, usually go away on their own. Well, this one isn't going away. And it started around the time when we were selling the house and I went back home for the second time. This started 2 days after I got home. So we're talking April, May, June. We're talking 2 full months of my eye twitching every single day. And it says an eye muscle or eyelid spasm or movement that you can't control can be common and often not a cause for concern. I should just stop there. Why wouldn't I stop there? Why would I continue on? Okay, boom. I'm good. However, there are some conditions that cause eye twitching, including myokymia. The most common cause is usually a sign of stress, being tired, or having too much caffeine. Your eye twitching could be a blepharospasm. Also, can we just make words that are less scary? There's 37 continents in this word. I can't pronounce it, and if I can't pronounce it, I'm assuming it's horrible. This condition begins with increased blinking that can lead to your eyes being squeezed shut. Maybe that would be a good thing, and then I want to see all the craziness that goes on in my neighborhood alone, let alone the world. Eye twitching can be a sign of chronic movement disorder like dystonia, which sounds like a place in the movie Dune. I don't want to go to dystonia. The Harkonnen are there, killing everybody for the spice. If you haven't watched Dune, I highly recommend you watch it because it's great. Types of eye twitches. Minor eyelid twitch, which I would consider minor. It's just consistent and so annoying. There's eyelid myokymia, evolved in your upper and lower lid, but usually only one at a time, ranges from being almost unnoticeable to troubling. Twitching normally goes away quickly. It can be repeated for a few hours over a few days. I think that's what I have. Benign essential blepharospasm usually ends up mid to late adulthood and gets worse over time. 2,000 people are diagnosed. See, once I start hearing a bunch of people being diagnosed, I'm out. So I read on, and it obviously it goes from just being stressed to death. Those are the spectrums of WebMD diagnosis. There's no in between. There's no space where it's like, oh, you're just It's chill. It's either nothing or everything. So I stopped reading. And to WebMD, I say absolutely not. To people looking on WebMD and trying to self-diagnose yourself, don't do it. Absolutely not. It's not necessary. Why are you going to do that? We don't need to do it. There's no freaking purpose to know that your eye twitch means your eye's going to fall out or squeeze shut. So I've just decided that it's stress, which I'm almost 100% positive it is. Selling a home, everything that goes on in Venice and having to hurdle homeless people, setting up encampments, dogs swallowing toothpicks and getting foxtails stuck in their paws and swallowing rat poison. It's a roller coaster of life that's caused my eye twitch. So it's May MD, Jessimae MD, and I'm going to chop it up to stress, and that's that. I'm not going to read on anymore, and I suggest you don't as well. I think we should just get rid of WebMD altogether. Who writes it anyways? A doctor spending his time on WebMD, and also I'm done with these doctors and their TikTok pages. Stay in the office. Read a medical journal. We don't need famous doctors. Doctors are not meant to be famous. Get in the office, diagnose us, or we're going to be left with influencers who are fake doctors, which are running rampant on TikTok. TikTok University and TikTok hospitals. That's what all we're going to be left with. We're all going to die. So no more WebMD. Let's move on to something more fun. There was this mother who was in the news. She says, judge me all you want. Mom sparks a debate about returning shopping carts at the grocery store. This is a big debate. If you park your car, you go into a store, you get a shopping cart, you do your shopping, you bring your cart to the car, you unpack it, put it in the car. Do you return the cart? And if you don't, are you a bad person? I say, yeah, you should return your cart. But this made me think differently. In this video that has now amassed nearly 12 million views since it being posted. Something's playing. Gosh, that was loud. The video started playing. This woman posted a video, and her name's Leslie Dobson. She says, I'm not returning my shopping cart anymore, and you all can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're going to give me a dirty look, fuck off. I kind of agree. If there are children being left in the car, especially in these hot days, and with crazy people and unhinged people everywhere, yeah, maybe the mothers don't need to. Maybe since they have, parking spots for expected mothers and parking spots for mothers and people with disabilities, not that that's the same thing. I agree. But if those people get to be forgiven for not bringing their cart back, guess who else does? Dog moms. I'm a dog mother. I have 3 children that walk on all fours, and I'm also not going to leave them in the car. If the mother can not leave her kids in the car and leave the cart in the parking lot, guess what? I'm leaving the cart in the parking lot. And if somebody has something to say, I'm going to say, my children are in the car. My children are there. Chaplin, Bunny, and Moose. Don't judge me. I bet you there are women out here naming their kids that anyways in Venice. Probably even crazier names. There's crickets and apples. Those aren't dogs. Those are actual people. So my dogs are babies. I'm not leaving them in the car. So if mothers get to have this exception, so do dog moms. That's all I'm saying. Dobson's a California-based clinical and forensic psychologist. She told Good Morning America she made the video with the intent to raise awareness of moms and children being unaware of their surroundings. That happens. That's a real thing. People leave their kids in the car. And I guess if you're returning your shopping cart, you're going to go back to your car. But it's a bigger conversation about mothers being distracted and them having to do a lot. One of my best friends has a public service announcement commercial about this very thing, featuring her baby. Shout out to Sarah and Lex. They have a commercial about mothers leaving their kids in the car, cooking the kid. It's a real thing. So if mothers get the exception, so do dog moms. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say about that. I'm not leaving my kids in the car. Even though you don't consider my kids, they're my kids. It's my life choice. You made your life choice. Your children are going to cause a bigger hole in the ozone than mine will. So, moving on to TMZ, some fun news. Allegedly impersonated bro during reckless driving bust. You guys remember the Florida twins? Those rappers who ran out of paper and put tattoos on their face and then grills in their mouth. One of the island boys tried passing himself off as his twin brother during his reckless driving arrest a few weeks ago. So claimed the cops anyways, who got it all spelled out in a report. So according to the new legal docs obtained by TMZ, officers say they observed Frank Venegas driving at a high rate of speed in his yellow Corvette Stingray. Again, should these kids be allowed to have fancy sports cars? I say no. It ruins everything. Just anyone can buy anything because they're rich. I feel like we need a better vetted process here. Because I don't know what island they're from. What island are they from? An island with no pens or paper? What island is this that gives birth to these two that look like an alien trying to impersonate a rapper? Let's be real. They don't even look like they're from America. They don't look like they're from any country in the world. They look like they're from a different galaxy. And good for them for achieving that complete individuality. They've literally encapsulated every single person into one person and every single tattoo into one person. It's like they are the accumulation of every person created ever and creature. They look like if the universe compacted into a ball and then became a person. Their face looks like the bathroom wall in every public bathroom. Sign here. They look like the cast of the kid in high school broke his wrist and everyone just signed it and drew and doodled on it. I blame my twin for everything I did wrong. I think that's actually a genius move. If I had a twin, I would blame them for everything as well. Yeah, it was my twin driving too fast. Yes, it was my twin who stole all the groceries from the grocery store. Yes, it was my twin who spent way too much at Marshall's. That's where I got this shirt, by the way. My Snoop Dogg shirt. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. An absolute treasure. I just think these kids are ridiculous. I don't know what island they're from, but let's bring them back. But I do think it's genius that he was like, no, it was my twin, for sure. It was my twin. It wasn't me driving. I think that's a smart move. Even though they look dumb and they look like they could use a notepad and a sketch pad, I think it's kind of genius. Sometimes dumb people are genius. What can I say? More in the news. Speaking of dumb shit, fast spiders are parachuting. They're giant parachuting spiders that are flying to New York this summer. Okay, you guys have probably read about this already. I'm not excited about it. I don't think we need evolution in that sense. I don't think we need insects to evolve into parachuting spiders that fly. This sounds like something from a Marvel comic book, and it's not. And I already have arachnophobia. Giant parachuting spiders are flying across headlines as they are rumored to make an appearance in New York and New Jersey. And it's the one reason why I'm going to stay in California. Tychnophilia clavata, also known as the Joro spider, which sounds terrifying. That sounds like a villain. Again, the Joro spider sounds like something from Marvel. It's a species native to Asia and has evaded the United States. Come on, we got to stop traveling. We're bringing all these bugs over. That's one reason to stop traveling. Several reports say that the spider could be arriving in the tri-state area to stem from a study published in October 2023. The study says, the doctor notes that we've expected a range of these things to continue expanding, likely to the north, and we have seen with some populations in Maryland. No, I think the Joro has the ability to spread beyond the southeast based on environmental conditions in its native range. I don't like any of this. I don't like any of it. I'm worried because I'm from the tri-state area. That's Syracuse. I can just see this taking over. I can see this happening like that farmhouse in the movie Arachnophobia. Where's John Goodman? Somebody call John Goodman. We need him to show up with his cool attitude and his spider mace and start macing all these little fuckers. We need John Goodman on this. Where is he? Because I'm not dealing with this. I get spiders in my house that are the size of teeny little things. I call them scary Garys, and I blast them with my water gun that I have filled with peppermint oil and vinegar, and I shoot those things. There's no gun control in my house. I'm blasting off with my water gun at these scary Garys. So I think we need to call John Goodman. Simple solution, okay? Because I got spiders in my underwear drawer, in my jewelry box. What kind of perverts are they? We need to call him up to kill them. I'm not here for this whatsoever. Some doctor said the notion that these spiders could travel long distance stems from the spiderlings using silk to balloon. There's silk balloons? These spiders are pilots? The youngsters build webs where they land. Okay. The paper suggests, based on ecological models from their native range, that they could establish as far north and as southern as Canada. Canada's not in the south. I think somebody needs to look at a map. I would not be surprised to find them in New York and Jersey at some point. You know what? We're just going to figure this out. We're just going to have to get an exterminator to exterminate every state in the goddamn country. In some more uplifting news, Flavor Flav. I don't know if you guys heard about Flavor Flav. He ordered everything on the Red Lobster menu to save Red Lobster from going into bankruptcy and having to close a bunch of locations. And he said, your boy meant it when I said I was going to do anything and everything to help Red Lobster and save the Cheddar Bay biscuits. I love this. I love everything about this. And Flavor Flav is doing everything he can to ensure that everyone can enjoy the sweet, sweet flavor of Cheddar Bay biscuits for years to come. If you guys have been living under a rock, you haven't heard about this situation that's happening. The restaurant chain announced that it had to file for bankruptcy. And now Flavor Flav has officially put his money into saving cheddar biscuits. And I think it's working because there's a follow-up article that says that Flavor Flav officially teams with Red Lobster after attempting to save the bankrupt chain on social media. He went there and ordered everything off the menu. I don't know how that's going to save the restaurant, but I guess the social media response to what he did is what has made this become a possibility for Red Lobster. I think it's amazing. Could this work in other areas that might matter more, though? Are cheddar biscuits more important than our children? It's amazing how when we really want something, we achieve it. It's same for our personal lives. When we really want something, we'll do whatever we need to do to make it happen. So it just seems like we really want cheddar biscuits to be saved more than our children and more than gun control. Cool. Hey, well, maybe this is a sign that we'll start to move this into more important areas of life. I love cheddar biscuits. Don't get me wrong. But I'm only saying maybe homelessness, child sex trafficking, and gun control could also get people rallied behind it with the same enthusiasm as people has rallied behind this whole Red Lobster and Flavor Flav union. Maybe we need Flavor Flav to solve all of our problems in the world. Flavor Flav, I'm calling you. We need your enthusiasm in this area for all other areas in the world. Help us. Save the children. I believe the children are our future, just the way you believe cheddar biscuits are your future. I think we need to get him on Congress. Flavor Flav for president. Why not? William Jonathan Drayton Jr. is his official name. I'm putting him on the ballot. I think it's great. I just wonder if maybe there's more important things we could focus our energy on. Like TJ Maxx and Marshalls in the news. Got the shirt. I already told you, if you're not watching the pod, you can watch it on YouTube. Subscribe. Click like and share. And if you want the exclusive video, go to my Patreon. Click like and share with all your friends. But I got this t-shirt, my sweet, sweet Snoop Dogg t-shirt from Marshalls. TJ Maxx and Marshalls are in the news. My girlfriends, my best friends are in the news. Store workers are now wearing body cams. This is baffling to me. TJ Maxx companies didn't share its policy of when cameras are going to be turned on, but a spokesperson says video footage is only shared upon request from law enforcement in response to a subpoena, which, okay, we're going to go ahead and believe that. And it goes on to say the parent company headquartered in Framingham, Massachusetts didn't share its policy, but the cameras will only be used by trained employees. What kind of training does it take to use a camera? All you have to do is put it on your body and turn it on. Like literally dogs are trained. Why not? Why not? Here's an idea. I'm just spitballing. Why not get dogs? Get dogs. Save dogs. We can save dogs since we aren't worried about saving people and aspects of life that really matter. Let's focus on cheddar biscuits and dogs. Not that dogs don't matter. I'm obviously in love with them. I have 3. But why don't we get dogs and put GoPros on them and set them off in TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Ross for Loss, and have them document everything? It may just be feet, but at least we can make a positive ID of the sneakers. We've watched Forensic Files. The tread underneath the sneakers have put people in jail. So I'm saying maybe we don't need actual employees to do this. We can solve 2 problems. 1, we need to document more people in the store and see what's happening. Not like they're going to do anything about it anyways, especially in California. You can get away with stealing up to $1,000 worth of stuff before they even do anything. And I'm wondering why I'm even spending money at Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross for Loss, or Home Goods anymore. And 2, it also solves the problem of dogs needing a home. I'm here solving problems. This podcast is literally going to make America better. I almost said make America great again. And that's just a dividing sentence. We can't say that anymore. I think that Marshall's TJ Maxx is silly for putting body cameras on people. What are they going to do? They're just going to get me. They're just going to be filming me. It's just going to be a bunch of videos of me because I'm there all the time. I'm there every other week. So, what good is this going to do? I also shout out to Blakey Sherm, who's a longtime fan about the whole spider thing that was happening. He says they get those spiders, those big parachuting flying spiders in Georgia. The past 3 years, they're not venomous and they leave you alone. They do make giant webs though. Look, Blake, I don't care that you're out here trying to advocate for the spiders. It's not going to help their case whatsoever. Okay, so if you want to maybe throw in some information and input about dogs having GoPros in Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross Dress for Loss, I'm here for that. Other than that, no thank you, Blake. No thank you for trying to make us feel better about spiders taking over the world. Speaking of, there's a movie that I don't want to give too much away. I was thinking I used to give movie suggestions for you guys. Watch Dune Part 1, Part 2. I'm not comparing it to Star Wars, but it has that sort of epic saga theme. And also, there's a movie with Adam Sandler called Starman or Sandman, something like that. Adam Sandler's weird sci-fi movie that came out a couple months ago. Check it out. I recommend it. Spiders made me think of it. Spaceman. Thank you, Deb. It's called Spaceman with Adam Sandler. Did you watch it? Did you like it? Deb liked it. She's a tough critic. Deb doesn't like anything besides dogs and pasta. So if she likes you, you're good. Speaking of people liking me, Maybay mail. I got a really sweet Maybay mail from Seamus Maitland. I don't know if I said that right. James, who's got a really cool profile picture of a Native American man with a crow on his head. You know how I feel about crows. Those crows around my neighborhood are always following me when I walk my dogs. But James sends me messages sometimes. He also messages us on YouTube. Shout out to James for being a fan. He says, "Hey, May," and this is from Mother's Day. He said, "On this Mother's Day, I wanted to drop you a note. I lost my father when I was 17 and my mother when I was in my late 30s. Love your energy and kind of corgi attitude you bring to every show. Stay strong. Happy Dead Ancestor Day." I love that he said he loved my corgi attitude. Corgis are interesting dogs. They look like they're not done yet. They look like they need to be put back in the oven for a little bit longer. Let's look up corgi dog personality traits. Let's see what he's referring to. They're playful, tenacious, friendly, bold, outgoing, and protective. Basically me. I don't have legs that are that short, but that's totally me. Our corgi's a good family dog. They live between 11 and 13 years. They can adapt to both city and country living with few problems other than the fact that they have knees for legs. They make them great family dogs and families who plan to expand and add kids, especially those not planning to return carts to where they belong in grocery store parking lots. Do corgis like to cuddle? They're known to be affectionate and usually enjoy cuddling, but some may prefer to show their love in other ways. While some enjoy cuddles, they can't say that they enjoy it more than other dogs. We don't even know what that means. Do corgis pick one person? They tend to really bond with one owner. So how are they a good family dog? Can you imagine you're in the family and the dog doesn't like you? That would really make you question yourself as a person. And that's usually how I judge people. If my dogs don't like you, you might need some internal work. You might need to work on yourself a little bit more. You might need to do a little excavating of your soul. Because even though Chaplin, Bunny, and Carlin are a handful, financially and emotionally, they don't like you. I don't know that I will like you. Does that make me a bad person? Does it make me a bad person that I think I should have the same rights as a mother and her children being left in the car? Look, we made our life choices. We made our bed. We're going to lay in it however we need to lay in it. And I'm going to lay in my bed with 3 dogs. That's the way I live my life. And I'm not going to judge a woman for having children, even though that some of them are really rude and you're basically polluting the world a little bit more with a self-centered brat that's may or may not pick up after themselves. I'm not here to judge, but I'm only saying if I'm going to be the one with a corgi attitude, then I'm going to talk about being a corgi mom, even though I don't have corgis. Shout out to corgi moms out there. They just look half done, and I'm here for something that's completely finished. I like to finish a product. I like a dog with legs that are completely grown out. So, I just think that sometimes we need equality in this world. And if I need equality in the sense of me being able to bring my dogs in a grocery store, then maybe I'll do that. But you guys know, sometimes I don't think it's fair to have your dog in every single place. And same reason why I don't think we need children everywhere. But I do want equality. I do want to be able to be seen as a mother. I struggle. I'm a single mom. Okay, so I'm not returning my grocery cart. And I think I might need to go to Red Lobster after this because I'm in the mood for a cheddar biscuit. I don't know about you guys, but Flavor Flav is saving the world. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of us. I love you guys. Have a great weekend.